Lately, I've been noticing, and I'm not sure if this is like anecdotal or not, but I usually attend the car show pretty much damn near every single year. I usually go by myself or go with one friend or a group of friends. And one thing that we do have in common is that we're all car enthusiasts. But something I've noticed in the last maybe let's just say 3 years I've been attending, or I could say maybe 5 years since I've been attending the auto show, I've noticed that the people in my circle are becoming less and less enthusiastic about attending these events. And I kind of have a strange gut feeling it kind of has to do with the direction cars are going in. Now, there are amazing cars. Like, look at this Maserati here. Even though Maserati is not on the top as they used to be, not on the top of their game, they still make some pretty nice vehicles. Vehicles that a lot of people won't buy, two-door coupes, sports cars. Those are slowly falling out of favor. But back to the main point, I think this has to do with just how consumer tastes are going. A lot of people won't like when I say this, but normies dictate where the car industry is going. And I could say with confidence that normies want SUVs that are comfortable, fuel efficient, have nice premium interiors like Mazda's. I'm not into SUVs at all, but I've seen, Mazda's SUVs, the CX-90, that brand new inline six, which was kind of cool, to be honest. It kind of sounds like a BMW. It's way more premium than any of the other Japanese car makers that I know, and it's just a step in the right direction. However, I do feel that alone is one of the hugest reasons why, there's not much enthusiasm for these events. And also, it's just basically the shift. Not many people want sedans anymore. Sedans are falling out of favor. People don't want, compact hatchbacks anymore. Those are falling out of favor. People don't want, coupes anymore, sports cars. They just want a 4x4. They want a pickup truck. This pickup truck is pretty cool. This Nissan Frontier that's been modified, I thought it was pretty cool, but more and more people are just laying into those cars more, and the sales figures reflect it. If you go on YouTube and you watch a lot of these YouTube reviewers, they will talk about, oh, this is not how the car is good. But if you do notice something, a lot of the manufacturers, especially a lot of the mainstream manufacturers, are slowly getting rid of their sedans, their coupes, their hatchbacks, compact hatchbacks, economy cars, which I find really weird, because we're kind of in a time where, people need more affordable cars and stuff like that. But it's sad to say, if you want a good affordable car, you got to go used. The new options that are out now are kind of pathetic and kind of sad. And yeah, I think that's just where it's kind of going. Now, for the auto show, I think it's slowly and slowly becoming less relevant to me. I was going to say less relevant overall, but I feel like it's slowly becoming less and less relevant just because of the kind of cars that are available, like I said before. EVs are another thing too. Although many people say EVs are slowly starting to taper off, they weren't as popular as they once were when they first came out. I remember back in, I think this was in 2010. I think Gran Turismo 5 had just been released, and Tesla was just on the map at this time. I do believe this predates the Model S, and I think they had their Roadster, but that was only available for a select number of people, and it was based on the lease. But where I will give Tesla credit, is they sort of removed the image that an electric vehicle can be normal. What I mean by normal, I mean they can travel at normal speeds. You can get up, it can get out of its own way, and it's just not slow. I mean, look at the Honda Insight. Look at the Toyota Prius. Mind you, these aren't electric vehicles, but they were painfully slow. And also, I think Nissan was coming out with their electric car, the Nissan Leaf. And also, that was sort of the same thing. It was a really good electric car that was, for more affordability, but it still was pretty expensive compared to its gas counterparts. And they just weren't talk all that much. But as for the gas powered cars, there were some awesome cars at that time. You had the C63 AMG, you had the Lexus ISF, you had the BMW M3, and I think that was only M3 with a V8. And it was just a whole different time. And I think just people are not as enthusiastic as much, because once you remove those options, I guess they just what's the point of going to the show, right? It's just okay. The show is just literally going to be brand new SUVs, brand new EVs, and one thing that I'm kind of sad about is a lot of these EVs that are SUVs are trying to be sporty, but it's kind of hard to do that at the same time because an SUV by itself, just the nature, I don't care if you have a Trackhawk, I don't care if you have a Porsche Cayenne, there's no way on this God-given earth that's cornering like a Boxster or an Integra Type R. There is no way they're reaching cornering speeds remote that close. So it's sort of a weird kind of shift, and I don't know. I don't know if you guys feel this way. Like car shows are sort of losing their lust and stuff like that. I think they are, and most of my friends are moving towards more local based events. Like let's say if me and my group of friends we make like a little meetup here, we'll do that. Or if we want to go to a bigger one like Import Expo, which is more of like a tuner thing, they show off like really cool body kits, modifications. And then there's the compact sports car series, which is in Cayuga here. That's sort of our local racetrack that we go to. um, I think those events are becoming more and more popular as the auto show, no offense, is kind of leaning towards more boring vehicles, more, commodity vehicles such as, SUV, like your regular Nissan Rogue, and just vehicles that are just not remotely sporty in any way, shape, or form. So I want to know, guys, down in the comments, like, do you guys kind of feel the same way with your group of car friends? Like, is the auto show becoming less and less relevant? Granted, it's still fun to go to, but the content, the cars that are in there, even some of the new stuff, it's kind of cool, but it just was, it's not like 2012. Like, we don't see any cool cars, we don't see any concepts and stuff like that. Some of the cool vehicles, although I will admit, the Ineos Grenadier, although I'm not a fan of SUVs at all, I probably said this like a million times in this video, I think it was a pretty cool vehicle. It was different, it was refreshing, and I think these are powered by BMW engines, if I'm not mistaken, and also was a very good take. Finally, an SUV that looks rugged instead of these cookie cutter, boring SUVs that probably would not even see mud. The only mud they might see is, let's say, if there's a construction site, and you know how construction vehicles, they're coming in and out, and there's mud on the road. That's probably the only mud they're gonna touch. Um, it's always nice seeing supercars. Those were really nice. The exhibit was really nice. But overall, I think it's definitely becoming less and less relevant to me. And other meets, such as exotic car meets, that's also held here in Toronto. I think it's held in Yorkville, which is a pretty affluent area. I think that's probably a little bit more exciting. And yeah, so tell me how you feel, guys. Do you think the auto show is sort of losing its luster, because it's just more and more boring vehicles? Oh, it's just a boring SUV. Oh, it's another EV. So let me know in the comments down below. And yeah.